If you're a B2B marketer and you've produced case studies, white papers, and a dozen other assets, but you still have no idea how they all work together or get you customers, then this video is for you. It's really easy to end up with content that just feels like this big collection of random pieces instead of a system that works for you. You don't want to waste thousands of dollars on content efforts that go nowhere, but that unfortunately happens all the time. In fact, just recently, a technical founder came to me feeling paralyzed and worried about the content they were putting out. So I showed them how to connect all their content into a lead generation engine, and it resulted in a 7-figure pipeline of target accounts in just a few weeks. And today I'm passing that on to you. I'll show you the simple 3-stage funnel that turns your scattered content into a predictable system for attracting, nurturing, and closing deals. If you've been following along, this is the 9th video in our 8-part series on B2B sales content. And if you've been here for any of that time, thank you for watching. We'll have a link to the whole playlist in the video description. We have covered a ton of ground so far, but right now it's just a lot of information, or as I mentioned just moments ago, a collection of random pieces. We need to apply this information and do something useful with it. So let's address what I hear most from prospects and customers. This B2B content stuff sounds great, but where do we start? What do we do? Then at the end, I'll address the second biggest question I am usually asked. Assuming you have a sales playbook in place, which we covered in the first episode of this series, the first thing you need to do is understand what business goal you are trying to fulfill. Because there's no point in creating content if it doesn't serve a business goal. Most of our clients just want more leads to build up a sales pipeline. So that's what we're gonna focus on in this video. If you wanna see how we would support other business goals, leave a comment and let us know. Now, to drive pipeline, you'll need a lead magnet, which is a piece of content that will attract buyers and decision makers to your brand. I recommend a gated lead magnet, which means you'll be collecting a reader's contact information in exchange for the download. Now, a good lead magnet is almost never a blog post, a one-pager, a new landing page, product documentation, competitive analysis, or a case study, because those things should be free. They should be easy to access and not gated. So if you're going down that path, just stop and think bigger. And given that most of our clients are after 6- and 7-figure deals, we usually start with something in the 10 to 20 page range, focusing on a big important problem. That means we'll write a lead magnet that's a white paper or a technical solutions guide or an in-depth ebook. Some example topics I've written include things like technology modernization challenges for federal government agencies, a data integration primer for the financial services industry, Linux kernel bug and vulnerability tracking for enterprises, or data strategy and governance guides for higher education institutions. Now, this content is typically about big brain topics for executives with challenges that take years to solve. But for smaller 4- or 5-figure deal sizes, I'd recommend something like a 5-ish page ebook focused on either how-to content or thought leadership or some unique first-party research or insights. Some example topics I've written for those deal sizes include how incrementality works across your marketing mix channels, how to navigate licensing changes for large open source software projects, or how to automate account removals from identity and access management systems when people have left your organization. This 5-figure content is typically about helping people in the near term with problems that can be solved in days or weeks. The shorter the problem cycle, the shorter the content should be for your lead magnet. And usually there's a correlation to cost there. No one wants to read 30 pages about a problem they can solve in 5 business days for 10 grand. Another major consideration for your lead magnet is who you're writing to and what you hope they do after reading your lead magnet. You need to understand how and why the reader got your lead magnet, and then what their most likely next steps are. Of course, if you're really good, you can use your lead magnet to tell them exactly what they're going to do next and cast your vision for their future. But unfortunately, most people just default to the book a call with our sales team. I think that's the least effective way forward, and if you can't think of a better CTA, just ask AI. Now, the next important thing to focus on is a great title. You want to use exactly the right words that are going to matter for your prospects. If your target audience is trying to figure out how to use AI as part of their accounting processes, for example, you want to make sure your title reflects that. I always tell my clients we want to twist the knife in our audience's side and really make them feel the pain of their problems. That will make them want to read the paper and associate you with expertise and hopefully the solution to their pain. Your final downloadable product should look professional and possibly include a nice cover page. It should be easy to read, relevant, and as concise as possible. I could keep going on and on about the lead magnet, but I'll stop there. Once you have it in place, you'll want to find a way to reach your target audience and get them to read it. And this again depends on who the audience is, the deal size, and the heft of your lead magnet. So for heavy lead magnets, like big white papers, you'll absolutely want a well-written, highly targeted landing page with a lead conversion form at the top and the bottom. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to trade their contact information for this lead magnet. Everything surrounding that contact form needs to be clean, compelling, easy to read, and persuasive. Once someone is on your landing page, you really, really want to make it a no-brainer that they need this lead magnet and that it's absolutely worth exchanging an email address, job title, and other professional information. And this begs the question, how do you get people to this lead magnet? There's the trick. You've invested all this time, money, and energy into a lead magnet and a landing page. Well, now what? Well, here's what we do at Edify. We build a list of target accounts and people. We write highly targeted ads for the lead magnet, and then we deploy those ads on the platforms where those target accounts and people are active. For our clients, that's typically LinkedIn and Google search ads. We're not going to get into list building, ad copy, CRM integration, or any of that technical stuff in this video, but it's really effective when you do it right, and we have had huge success with it. If you don't have the tooling or expertise to do any of that, then your best bet is to just write some well-crafted social media posts for LinkedIn, Reddit, Twitter, or any other network where your prospects are. Email is another great way to reach people. Hopefully you have a CRM and a contact list where you can announce your lead magnet. For example, I have an email list of around 8,000 people, and my emails get anywhere from 200 to 800 clicks, depending on how I craft the email and how effective it is. You're never going to get all of your contacts to open your email and then getting them to click the link and then fill in your lead magnet conversion form. I mean, I think 5% is the best you can earn if you're not bribing them with money. Nevertheless, if you can write an exciting or intriguing subject line about your lead magnet, you'll get some traction from that CRM list that's probably sitting there waiting to hear from you. Speaking of email, never underestimate the power of your personal outreach. Send personalized emails to friends and peers. I am always emailing, like my friend Alan, about new stuff I'm doing, and he'll tell me, actually, I think I know someone who needs this. Leverage your network. If this lead magnet is as important as you think it is, your friends who want to see you succeed will like your post, forward your email, and tell others about what you're doing. Now, let's say you've done all of that and you've got some leads coming in. How do you triage them? That's the next big important thing. Well, the first thing I tell my clients is that sales has changed from always be closing to always be helping, and that content is the new discovery call. I support this with research from Gartner, which says around 80% of prospects never want to talk to sales, and they would rather make decisions on their own through research and self-education. So once you have that lead, you need to continue helping them by giving them more high-value content. This is where your case studies, your one-pagers, and other free collateral come in. You can absolutely provide this content without being salesy too, and you won't turn off your prospects if you can pull it off. You can also safely assume that if a lead gave you their contact info in exchange for a lead magnet, they have peers in their organization that are interested in this same information. Or maybe they're working on the same problem that you are trying to sell a solution for. So fire up LinkedIn, look at the lead, see who else they're affiliated with in their organization, and find ways to reach out to them. I usually recommend commenting on LinkedIn posts that's simple and free. Send these people emails through your CRM or LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and even cold call them. It can't hurt. What's the worst that can happen? All right, now I've given you a lot more information, and there's still plenty more to discuss, but this is the start of an integrated system that we call a lead ops engine, which leads me to the second question I am asked after I talk to prospects about how to use content. Can Edify do this for us? And the answer is a simple yes. We can build a campaign for you and transition it over to you so you can manage it, or we can manage the whole thing end to end on a monthly basis. We can build that 6 or 7 figure pipeline designed for you in just a few weeks. We can even put all the tooling together for you and guide your sales team and show you how to track progress on your leads in your CRM. If you're interested in any of that, feel free to reach out, Anthony@edifycontent.com. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you again for watching this series. If you're interested in more of this kind of content, please subscribe and hit the like button, and then go check out the other videos on our channel. I think we're coming up on 200 videos. So yeah, lots of content on the channel for you to check out, learn from, and enjoy. See you there.